interfere with us restoring the matriarchy and rebuilding the clans' tribal rights, restoring the tribal rights back to the clans, right? We can clean the streets up in a week. We can stop the violence in a day. But you can't do none of that when your enemy is ruling over you, causing these things to transpire on purpose, and we not doing nothing to stop them. The internet is just a tool, people. It's like a wrench in a toolbox. And I don't be on here all day, every day, contrary to popular opinion. But I do know what I'm talking about. And I do know that the entirety of this shit show is about to come to a grand finale real soon.
Right. That's right. Says what about an article? That's interesting. That's my first time hearing that.
Look, America never honored a treaty, nowhere. All of their position of treaty power was predicated up on a constructed fraud. All of the treaties for the corporation known as America is canceled. It's just bankrupt and defunct. No longer operational. We need to start looking at what is it going to be like when we get back into the position to reap the benefit of the resources that we produce from our labor and from our land.
Right.
Right. So whether you think I'm a chief on the internet or not, it don't matter to me. Only thing matter to me is I put it in the public domain. Right. That what takes place is according to procedure. Mm-hmm. All I'm doing is showing y'all the receipts for what I'm talking about, so y'all can have a clear understanding of what I'm saying, because sometimes I sound neurotic, but I know exactly what I be saying. But it be so far-fetched to a person that's conditioned to doing something one way that it sounds like it's wrong or that it's crazy. But that's only because you fighting your conditioning, not what I'm showing you, because I'm showing the receipts.
Right. Right. Shit, who is they? Who has surrendered our stuff? Oh yeah, she was saying, Ben. She must just count on, Rod. They look like us, but they ain't us. The law.
Yeah. So, like I was telling them earlier, we already seized 650 airplanes full of gold from the Vatican. We seized the World Bank and International Monetary Fund for fraud and taxing the American people. Right. Under international law, we had a right to seize the corporation because they was committing, by the number of people and the amount of money, it was a gross felony in a high degree. It was like the same as trying to overthrow somebody's foreign government. But the banks was using the inflation fractional reserve banking process in order to steal the wealth of the people, and the people steady reaping less and less benefit for their labor and for the fruits of the land. They was sending the money to other people. We had to go seize all that back. He told you who he was. If he wasn't who he said he was, they'd have shut him up by now. Mm-hmm. If he wasn't who he said he was, them motherfuckers with them black suits would have been over there shutting him up. So I gotta believe that he exactly who he say he is, because I ain't seen no motherfuckers with no black suits run up on him. They came to see me at work, try to find out what I want. I'm not negotiating with you motherfuckers. I want my people to be made whole. I want you to stop pushing this homosexual agenda. I want you to stop pushing this rape campaign and misogyny and disrespect of the women and the men. You disrespect the women so bad it make the men disrespect themselves.
Damn.
That's some sour shit. You disrespect the women so bad, you make the men disrespect themselves. They have to little themselves down in order to be at the level of respect that they can get for their women. Then she lash out, and we don't know how to fix it. That we're not military savvy. But the man said who he is. They ain't popped up on him and told him, hey, you mislead people, because they ain't fact checked him. So he must be on to something.
So hey, that tribe is a mix. That tribe is actually a mixed tribe.
What tribe?
The Lakota people, they actually mix with Hoshin, the Armaks, and I think the Hindus.
Look, did you hear what that lady said? You hear what Big Mama said on that last video?
What she said?
About the master kids and the white woman knew?
Nah.
Them little mulatto kids running around blowing on her husband?
Yeah.
Where them goddamn kids go? Where all them kids go?
That's a good question.
Most of them moved to the north and was passing. Who they marry? They passing. Where they live at while they passing? Who blood still in their veins while they passing, Elder?
Go ahead.
Right? They don't even know that the eugenics program by Margaret Sanger was singing about was written by Enki.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know that, because while he's using polarization of opposites to draw them together, where Enki want to draw them together using the separation by definition based on complexion. Mm-hmm. They're using two different things to get us together. So where did all of them motherfucking curly haired babies go off the plantation?
Right.
And them straight haired babies off the plantation, where they go?
Right.
Where they at? So white girls just that just randomly happened. Ain't no drop of blood over there. Rhythm. Right. Where did they get it from? Where they got that blood? Hillbillies singing that bluegrass. That's that country boy music.
Right.
Yeah. They talk about try this in a small town. You goddamn right. Try it in a small town if you want to. That's what you call a tight-knit community.
Yeah.
We just fell apart. Sew this motherfucker back up.
Let's go.
Right? So.
Yeah, I think what he's trying to say about the AG, I don't know what Minister Farrakhan
Listen. When we talk about doctrines, these doctrines, like the Nation of Islam, the Nuwaubian Nation, the 5% Nation, these doctrines, these religious doctrines is there in order to try to make us remember some portions of one of our past lives. Mm-hmm. If you can remember a little sliver of it during the amnesia, you'll start your area created colonies. You want to come in and talk about that? Let's see. I really didn't have nothing to talk about. I just wanted to show y'all some of the slides in that video of what was. Hey, how you doing?
Peace. I just have like a comment, and maybe you could like tie it into something, but I literally know parts of my lineage. My maternal side is Caribbean, so she's from the island of Hispaniola, by the Caribbean Sea. Dominican Republic is what they call it, but it's really the land of Tainos. And I have
that's what does.
I'm sorry.
That was the islands of Puerto Rico and Cuba as well. Taino,
and Jamaica. Yes. And so I have siren lineage or mermaid lineage or whatever. And my homegirl, she's Liberian. She just was telling me yesterday about Lemuria. Am I saying that right? And she was saying how like those were water people, and how basically before Atlantis, and I had never heard of them before, like her saying that. And I just felt like it was so crazy how like literally today you're like talking about it, because my first time really hearing about mer people was Atlantis, and then learning about my lineage. You know, I never knew that like before Atlantis there was anything else but what people said, like the Anunnaki and stuff like that. But for me, I don't really resonate with Anunnakis, you know, so like that's
I ain't too keen on them either, but since they part of the record, I got to talk about them whether I want to or not.
Yeah.
But before the Anunnaki came, like we used to like fucking dive under the water for 30, 40, 50 minutes, an hour with no problem. You know, so we was already, you know, partially aquatic. You know, partially land. It was more amphibious than we was either land dwellers or like, cause we even right now in Africa, in South Africa, they on the coastline, they got young boys that dive underwater for extended periods of time catching fish, which is it's an echo from an earlier period.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was like doing more research because like my family doesn't really talk about the stuff like that. I had to just like piece everything together, as far as like even people having abilities, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm a clairvoyant, but because like we've been colonized, like,
you telepathic too.
I'm sorry?
You're telepathic too.
Yes. And my fiance, he's from Detroit, and he's a medium. And like it's so crazy how like when I was growing up, they had us so fearful of like everything, you know what I'm saying? But like I was literally seeing before people would die, you know, I was literally seeing what was gonna happen tomorrow. And like I don't know, it's just so weird how like now like it's being more appreciated versus like, you know, being so scared. And then there's still skeptics or whatever, but I was looking into like mermaids, whatever, and they were talking about in Haiti how by the waters of Haiti there's mermaids that are taking women or young girls, and they're keeping them for a period of time and then bringing them back and teaching them magic, and they're not allowed to speak about what's happened or whatever because it's supposed to be sacred. And like people, you know, the inorganic ones, what I like to say, white people, like they are saying how like they're evil and this and that. And like for someone who knows my lineage, it actually kind of gets to me, because I'm just like, evil, like, you know, I don't feel like, you know, we're evil because we're, you know, not what you guys are, basically.
So look, skin color don't make you good or evil. Eye color don't make you good or evil. Hair texture don't make you good or evil. What you have rotten in your heart, making you fuck over people and mistreat people and think you better than other folks, that's what make you evil. Right? So the whole divide and conquer mechanism wasn't just skin-based racism. It was also, my religion is bigger than yours. My God is smarter than yours, tougher than yours, bigger than yours. You know, my candidate is a better politician than yours. And don't none of that shit got nothing to do with us.
Facts.
See, we didn't do racism before the invaders came. We invited all people over here that wanted to live by the principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice.
I can see that.
And that's why it's always been known as the great melding pot. When you start searching in ancient history and you find out America, what we call America today, was referred to as the Great Amalgamation, the land of the Great Amalgamation. What the fuck is they talking about, and why do I keep running across this shit? Because all of the clans on Earth congregated on this land. This is the Holy Land.
And my father's side is Cherokee and Chickasaw, because he's from, like, I'm from Norfolk, Virginia, but they're originally from North Carolina, so it's more like Cherokee over there and like a few other tribes. But I'm mainly Cherokee or whatever. Yeah. And
so the Cherokee migrated over there to fight in the Seminole Wars, just to give you a little background.
Oh, so I'm probably not even really from North Carolina. Like, my people are probably from wherever they migrated from then. It's
possible, but you're gonna be called whenever Big Mama gonna you just gonna know where to go. You're not gonna know why you want to go there, but you're gonna know you determined. That's what they call the matriarchal call. When you get that shit, ain't nobody gonna stop you from going where you feel you need to be on the energy grid during the shift, because everybody got to line up. Big Mama telling us all where to go.
That's crazy, because I'm about to go to Dominican Republic. I have land over there and I'm building a house, and I don't know why. Like I'm feeling so called to get back to my Taino roots over there. Like, I've been learning the ancient alphabet, you know, like the fact that you said, like, the Arawak people, they're not just in those, they're actually even in Mexico, you know. So, like, just learning all that is just, like, so crazy to me. And, like, I've just been like, why am I getting, like, called over here and called there or whatever? And every time I'm, like, called to different spots, because I just came back from, I'm in Atlanta right now, but I just came back from Norfolk, and I was there healing. Like, there was no reason for me to be there for real. I was at my grandmother's house, and I was learning so much about, like, my ancestors and why we look the way we look. Like, my grandmother's dark skin, but I look just like her, and we don't look like anybody else in our family, and it's because she has a different father. But it was just so, like, eye-opening to, like, actually, like, learn about what I have to learn about. And then I was just like, all right, on to the next. And then that's why I'm, like, planning my trip to go to Dominican Republic, because I'm just trying to pretty much get back to the roots.
So the Haiti is the big deal. Haiti got the dagger that belongs in the heart of the corporation known as the United States. It's the carryover, the residuals from the conjure of the Haitian Revolution. Now, when we talk about the Haitian Revolution, we never, ever, 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 ever talk about the other half of the island. The other half of the island was fighting too.
Yeah.
So we'll remember sporadic major events, and we'll read about them, and people will write about them. But why are they speaking French on one half of the island, Spanish on the other half? Right? And then some of the surrounding islands in close proximity, they speak in English. Right? All of us was fighting. There's no tribe that wasn't in this fight. There's not one. We was all in this shit. That's why you got motherfuckers that look like Polynesians in places where Polynesians shouldn't have been.
Facts. There's like Asian looking people in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
And
so
they speak just like us. Like, it's so crazy. And I'm like, yo, where did y'all? They like, we've been here forever. I'm just like, forever. Like,
so when we fought the Seminole Wars was like the big war battleground, because the trees, the terrain, the enemy couldn't get in there. Florida was way different topography than it is now.
More like marshy.
No, it was trees. The trees was like Florida redwoods, some of them. A lot of them was. But when the invaders would run in there, you had half of the Seminoles hit the treetops and attack them from the top, while the other half hit the marsh and attack them from the swampy ground. So they couldn't never get a stronghold. So they start cutting down the trees